It's known as Summer Camp for Cinephiles. Next month, the Chattanooga Film Festival returns for a 12th year with in-person and virtual offerings from Friday, June 20th through Saturday, June 28th. Chris Dortch is the festival's director and lead film programmer. Dustin Kramer is the senior features programmer and the virtual events coordinator for the festival.
Chris, Dustin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us. It's back, Ray. This has been a tradition, and it means a lot. Yeah.
Let's talk about the 12th year of this festival.
No one is more shocked than we are that we are celebrating the 12th year of this thing. We truly didn't expect the city to even embrace it past its first couple of years. So now that we're over a decade in, it's been a wild ride and one that has meant a lot to us. But it's also something that sort of the public reception to the festival has started to get better and better over the years. And we're now celebrating the 4th straight year of being named one of the top 100 best reviewed film festivals in the world. And this is on a platform called Film Freeway, where there's over 15,000 film-related events worldwide. So that's something that means a lot to us and something that we're really happy to have kind of punctured out of the regional bubble and starting to see our name in places like, crazy enough, like Forbes and Deadline and things like that. So it's nice that this strange little monster has grown and broken out of the laboratory, so to speak.
And as much as you have gone virtual, you still have it in person here in Chattanooga at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the things we learned really about audience accessibility in general was that as many people who were content to attend from home, there were tons of people that were missing the camaraderie of the in-person experience. And so a couple years ago, we brought things back to the ground for the first time, kind of got our sea legs again after a couple of years just completely doing things online, and did a couple years at the Reed House where it was really fun and we got to kind of lean into the haunted history of the place. But then our friends at the Chattanooga Theater Center had been doing this incredible renovation. We love their space and honestly really love the folks behind it. And just considering the, shall I say, current state of the world, it just felt like a good thing for us to be putting our money into the hands of another arts nonprofit. We want to see all boats rise in the Chattanooga art community. And to us, it meant a lot to us that they were even considering film in that equation and opening their doors to us.
And it was the pandemic that allowed us to sort of get to the place where we learned what we needed to learn about audience accessibility, and that became part of our mission. And then the past couple of years, like you said, at the Reed House was us really rebuilding our in-person experience. And now we're back where we were in 2019 before the pandemic hit. We've just got a lot of really amazing things to show people in person and online, and we feel like we're sort of at the height of our powers in both of those arenas right now.
What's great about having the flexibility of doing this hybrid means that we're no longer bound by the laws of time and space, meaning that if we do want to try to cram 200 movies into a week, we can now do so. Mm-hmm. So really, it's kind of led to us giving our audience a lot more bang for their buck, which is something nobody has complained about yet.
Talk about a few of the titles you've already shared that will be screened at the festival.
Yeah, one of the things I think locally that's kind of a misconception about us is that we are a horror film festival, which is to say we do have an element of horror. We celebrate genre cinema, but really cinema of all types. And one of my favorite things that we're doing this year is actually bringing back a popular film track that we've done in the past that we call Sonic Cinema. And these are movies that explore the link between music and film, or are often music documentaries. And this year, leading that off are two unbelievable music documentaries. One about the legendary British invasion band, the Zombies, called Hung Up on a Dream, that's just beyond touching. And if you're a fan of that band, it's a special experience. But even if you're new to their music, it's just touching. And to me, one of the better music docs in recent memory. There's also a film about the legendary indie band Pavement. The film's called Pavements. And to us, it was one of the most ambitious attempts at a music documentary ever, because it's simultaneously a straight ahead music documentary where we get the story of the band, but it's also the filming of a scripted, fictionalized version of the band's story and the making of a Broadway jukebox musical that uses the band's songs. So you have these three simultaneous worlds kind of being constructed around a band's art. And for us, that was just a fascinating look into things. We're kicking the weekend off with what we think is a really terrific tone setter, a Japanese film actually making its U.S. premiere. Chattanooga is the first city in America that anyone can watch this movie, but it is called Hot Spring Shark Attack. I'm fond of describing it thusly. It is like a mix between Jaws, Power Rangers, and a strong dose of LSD. It sets such a fun tone for the weekend that it lets people know that their open-mindedness will be rewarded if they come with us on this journey, so to speak.
You're bringing back some favorites and you're making room for a few things new.
Absolutely, yeah. For us, one of the big responsibilities we have, especially when there are so many festivals starting to embrace AI, technologies like that are, I think, are a little less friendly to the human side of creativity and filmmaking. And then a lot of festivals now are just showing sneak previews of movies that are going to get that wide release in 2 weeks, are going to be watchable in any multiplex in America. And for us, that gives us a greater responsibility to discover new voices and platform those new voices. And in many cases, like you say, with the returning favorites, these are filmmakers. There's a film world premiering this year, for example, called The Harbor Men. This is a terrific feature film made by a guy who we've been championing his career since he was making 3-minute short films, literally in his bathroom, stop motion style. And what he's evolved into is just incredible. So having some returning favorites and continuing to support these voices along their career, not just with one movie, is also a big important part of it.
We also have more than just movies. You spoke about Hot Spring Shark Attack. That will sort of pivot into a party. We have nightly parties for the in-person weekend of the festival. That evening we'll be doing a sort of beach party themed luau.
Complete with surf band,
yes, Big Kahuna from Nashville.
Exactly. The terrific Big Kahuna. Kind of a montage of clips from Think Beach Blanket Bingo, Think the Monster of Party Beach, things like that. But something that kind of let us wear our kitsch on our sleeve for the evening, and we think is going to be a lot of fun. And again, a tone setter, including something we're calling our karaoke clan bake, which might be ill-advised, but we'll find out.
And for people who want to keep up on all of it, check it out. Where can they go online?
You can go to chatfilmfest.org. In addition to seeing the full press release of everything we announced, which is everything from film to stand-up comedy to parties to panels, all the things that Dustin described, you can find that information there, as well as a breakdown of absolutely every film. But also, if you have any questions or even want us to kind of choose your own adventure for you, write us an email to cffhelpdesk@chatfilmfest.org, and we will gladly make some recommendations and let you know a few things that we think you'll enjoy if you tell us a few movies that you love already.
All right, Chris, Dustin, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.